Hi, everybody. Welcome to Circle of Besties Tarot Tuesday. We were actually away from home last week, so we did a different version of our standard Tarot Tuesday, but we're back. However, our backdrop looks a little different because I'm in a different part of the house. So hopefully this works for us. Let me know in the chat. Hi, good time. Thanks for joining. Let me know in the chat what your astrology sign is and what question you might have, and I'll pull cards for us. Okay. To get us going, I'm going to use the Everyday Witch Tarot, which I like quite a bit. And let's see what comes out as a message for us. Okay. Have an eye on the chat. I think this is a good setup so far. So we have a full moon this week on Thursday. It's called the Flower Moon. So a lot of good energy, summer energy. Time to get some things done. So the cards that have come out for us first are the Four of Cups, which is my sort of feeling dissatisfied, but sort of in the middle. Like you're not happy, you're not sad. Here, I gotta get a better angle on. Here, let me change the way the lighting is. I think that might help. And then, so Four of Cups is we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but so far so good. I think I just have to find the right angle on the. Oh, one moment, and we'll be right back with. Okay. So hopefully you can hear me now. My moderator just helped me figure out that the audio was a little off. First two cards out of the gate, Four of Cups, which is my meh card. So like things are sort of, feeling like you're in a limbo. Honestly, I think it's, for me, Four of Cups is also creating firm foundations, but it's like you're feeling like you're not really doing anything fun or exciting. Again, like that feeling of just like being in a limbo, not good, not bad, but not, in the middle. And then the Star. So the Star is the opposite of that energy where you're just, everything is going right. You're hopeful, wish upon a star type stuff. Very intuitive, flowing with, everything around you, the universe, nature, connected to, nighttime rituals, if you do those. Trying to find a good non-glare angle on this, but you'll see that she's definitely as it's sort of like the Magician card too, where it's like as above so is below. So she's taking in energy from the universe and grounding, so it's flowing through her. So she's grounding her energy and then bringing in good energy from the universe. So definitely an intuitive card as well. So let me try to get a better angle on this. Okay. Hi. Welcome. Hi, Ross. I'm just setting up a new office space, so we're trying to figure out like what's the best way how to do the cards. I think. Okay. Well, my next job is to work on lighting. So next week we're going to have better lighting, I promise. Okay, so maybe you're waiting for stardom. You're waiting for those pizzazzy, amazing moments in life, and they're just not coming. So it's like you're bored waiting. You're spiritually bored, and I identify with this wholeheartedly. I tend to say that a lot. I'm spiritually bored, but I think that's a lot of. I was just talking with another mom friend, and we were talking about how our kids are just so tied to technology, and there's so much instant gratification now with technology the way it is that kids don't know how to be bored. So this could be a nod to that conversation I was just having earlier today. Okay, Ross, do you have a question for me this week? Want to fill us in on how you've been doing? Any news on the relationship front? Any dates? I'd love to hear all about it. Okay. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. So this is multitasking. Sorry, that's okay. Just a little better. Here we go. Okay. So Two of Pentacles is, multitasking, ebbing and flowing, energetically just keeping up with life at a fast pace. So, maybe that's the wish. So, you're wishing upon a star, you're sort of feeling like spiritually bored, and then you're waiting for things to pick up. You want something to take off. No update for us? Well, okay, let's see what the cards have to tell us. Maybe we'll get some epiphanies. All right, so I have a Page of Wands. So this is the Artist card. It's new energy. It's something that, like, it's a new beginning. But it's a new beginning with promise. So if a Page of Wands, it could represent a younger person, somebody that's exciting, but always on the move, kind of like a spiritual wanderer. They call them like creatives, artistic souls, people that just are sort of like have their head in the sky all the time, if that's a saying. But yeah, like a creative, younger, sort of, easygoing soul that brings on some new energy or some new adventure. And then the King of Wands. Okay, so 2 Wands cards. And then Ross, I think I remember that you're an Aries, so yeah. So that's fire energy. So the King of Wands. This is a leader within, who leads with motivation, who's a doer, who's a leader who's going to jump right in the front of the pack and show everybody how it's done with gusto. There's a lot of passion behind every decision, every movement, excitement, creativity. But any of the kings and queens can lead with love. So we always tend to think that the cups represent all emotion and love and compassion and empathy. But each of the different suits carry all of the qualities of all the suits, but they lead most strongly with the one that they're of their suits. So King of Wands would be incredibly inspirational, motivational, passionate, leads with a lot of has a lot of specials, like an X factor. So very cute. Oh, I know the ending. I just don't know how it's going to work through the middle. Okay, Ross, we'll pull some cards for you. Hi, welcome, Heather Martin. Fantastic, Libra. Do you have a question, Heather? If you can, pop it into the chat. Sorry, can't read and talk at the same time. Ross, you said Capricorn. Is that your sign, or is that? For some reason, I thought you were an Aries. Okay, well, welcome, Heather. I would love to pull some cards for you. Do you have a specific question that you want me to focus on? And Ross will do yours after Heather's. All right, I'm just waiting for the chat to catch up with my vocal. Heather, Libra. Oh, too many cards came out. Let's see what happens. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we have 6 of Pentacles, which is generosity. Could be charity work, could be community, doing good things for your community, could be helping out family members, could be, somebody's being generous towards you. In a job, you could be getting promoted or, get an award for, being extra good at something. Knight of Wands. Okay, so Night Spring messages. Wands is, again, it's like leading with passion, motivation, out of the box thinking, creativity. Okay, how long before I can leave to be with my family? Got it. Okay, so Knight of Wands also is like a longing, a passion. It could be an offer of movement for sure. Let's see what the art tells us here on this card. shows, a knight sort of looking off into the distance. He's got his wand at the ready. He's got to fight a dragon. So it just shows me that he can see that there's a battle ahead. Like he has to deliver his message, but he's got to sort of get by this dragon first. So doesn't wands do have faster energy than, I think swords have the quickest energy. So as far as timing, it will be soon, but there's a few things you need to get past before it comes. And then, so I think Six of Pentacles in answer to your question, how long before you can leave to go be with my family? So, in speaking with your family, like when are they ready for you? Are they able to help you financially get back home? You might lean on a family member to help you expedite getting back. Let me see. I'll pull a couple more cards and then I can try to tell you what I think they say, but a little bit more detail, and I might be able to expand in a way that makes sense to you. Okay, so I got the Devil in reverse. So the Devil is, like addictions, almost too good to be true type of things that happen. Gambling, like a lottery win, but one that is fleeting. So say like you win a couple $100 at a slot machine and then you lose it right away. That's sort of energy. But we did get this in the reverse. So what it tells me is that, if you're focusing on getting back to your family, quitting things that don't serve your purpose will get you there quicker. So, and then showing your family that, you're truly focused on the goal of getting back to them, they will help you. It seems like there's, a few things that you need to get past in order to get to what you need, what you say you truly want, which is to get back to your family. So you got to slay a dragon and you have to walk the straight and narrow path for a little bit in order to, show your family that you're ready. Okay. Hopefully that answered your questions or helped a little bit. If you have any more, if you want to add some more detail in the chat, I'd be happy to pull another card for you. Okay, Ross, let's see. Oh, you're just here for the show, Ross? All right. Oh, you are a Capricorn. So you and Charlie, who's a friend of both of ours, is a Capricorn as well. His birthday is December 20th. So I don't know when your birthday is, but we can have a party for you both. Okay, so I have the Chariot, which is a card that I pulled. This is, leaving after a road with a lot of different obstacles. It's choosing your own path and, driving the cart that brings you down that path. There's a lot of different depictions of this card with different types of art. So each deck that you get that's themed, this is Everyday Witch. So it's got like a little witch and they all have familiars, they all have striped leggings. And, but if you look at, what she's doing, I'll try to bring this in closer without the glare. She's driving, the signs say this way, that way. And she looks sort of confused as to where she's going. But, in my opinion, that, she should be more confident because, all the steps that it actually took to dress for travel, to get her cat with a helmet and a scarf, to put on her jacket, to have gas in this little buggy thing that she's doing, to get on it, to start driving down a path, to get to a crossroads to where she gets to choose the next direction. I mean, that all takes work. So there's a lot of things that have to come together before she gets to this point and then makes a decision as to what comes next. So, I think that's the continued message for Heather is that, there has to be a process in place, or, when you make decisions, they all have to, add on, one on top of the other to get you ultimately to your goal. And sometimes you'll be on the road and it'll be like, I don't know which way comes next. But then if you think about the journey you've been on already and how many things that you've had to sort of overcome by way of obstacles to get to that point, you're going to know which decision is best for you based on, all the lessons you've learned along that path. So, just, keep your goals in front of you and stay in your right mind and focus, and you'll get there. Use your intuition. You wouldn't be on a video chat like this if you didn't believe in it. Okay, I'm looking for a second job. Get my money up, and I can't find a second job, so I'm stressing. Oh, okay. So, let me see. Okay, so the Seven of Swords. So it's funny because the art, I have to get the card better for you. Don't resort to thievery. You could become a burglar. It feels like we want to do that at times, doesn't it? It would be a much faster solution to most things. This feels like, so Seven of Swords is about sort of like escaping and getting away from something, feeling like you've dodged a bullet. If you're in competition with other people, it feels like if somebody wins that they didn't, always. So for me, this is coming across as like finding a second job, and all the competition, like the people that get the jobs over you, like it doesn't feel fair. And it doesn't feel like it's done in a way that makes a lot of sense based on skill, availability, work ethic. It's, and I'm in the job market too. So it's like a lot of the times it's who you know. And if you're in the right place at the right time. So I think this is a nod to how difficult, being on the job hunt, even for a second job, can be right now. It's a very stressful environment. So let me pull another card and we'll see what we can do. Oh, looks like we have some trolls on the chat. Interesting. Oh, you're going to get a Capricorn tattoo, Ross? That's cool. You have to send us a photo. Love to see it. Unless it's somewhere I shouldn't be looking. You let Charlie see it first, and then you can let him know if I can see it. All right. Oh, Heather. Again, this is a competition card. So I'm wondering, if you're looking in an industry that's a little too flooded, as far as competition, I'm wondering if a second job can be something that's out of the box for you, something that, is a necessary, it's something that's necessary, but there's not a lot of competition for it. Something that might not bother you, that is just just people aren't running towards it. And believe me, I've thought of every single thing that I can do in order to make money. And, reading tarot cards is definitely a weird one, but, it's not always super lucrative, and it's definitely not consistent. But, I mean, maybe it's time to sort of think outside the box. For that second job, what can you do? Can we, YouTube channel, there you go. It's a slow startup, but once you have the right things, you can monetize. I would start a number of things. So this to me is like competition, a lot of bickering and arguing and weird sort of competitive energy. So as far as the advice on what to do for a second job, I would just say start thinking outside the box and just start a bunch of different things that might bring in different, it might bring in a little bit of money, but if you're doing that in 4 or 5 different directions, it might, it might start to add up. I'll pull one more card. Oh, yeah. Ross, you're cool. You are cool, Ross. All right, one more for Heather. All right, this is the one that wants to come. Okay, 6 of Cups. So All right. So Six of Cups upright. Here, let me get the card right. Six of Cups upright is nostalgia, like things or places you've been before, family, something that's like family owned or nostalgic in a way. It's a nostalgic energy. So this came in reverse. So for me, that means like step outside the box, and do something that you haven't thought of before. Like, so I'm seeing like, you sort of like, okay, thinking, what you can start asking different people, like, what do you do for extra income? Or maybe even there's things that you can do online for a very little amount of startup, like drop shipping, or, you could even like do consignment, like thrifting. You can go to thrift shops and then like do an online store or an Etsy shop, or do something that you normally wouldn't do, that you wouldn't think of. It's not your go-to, and I see that being a win for you. And it might even overtake your first job. If it's something that you're happy doing, and that it's steady work and it brings you joy, but you're also like it's consistent and dependable. Like you might if you were to mix that up with different small business ideas, and just start going in every different direction with different ideas and see what takes, and then let them compound, and go from there. But I see you like taking on something that you don't really, it's not something you would think of doing, but then you're like, oh, I could do that. And then it ends up being like super, super reliable for you. All right. Best of luck. We're here every Tuesday. So if you want to pop back in, please do, and let us know how it works out for you. I hope you get to see your family soon. All right. I'm going to switch decks. So I can get a little bit better, less glare. Okay. I'm going to mangle your name, Prabjoit. If you could spell it phonetically for me, that would be great. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, I think you joined a couple weeks ago, if I remember correctly. So I'm wondering if you've spoken with Sahib at all. Any activity? Like, I know you had said that you hadn't talked for a bit the last time we were talking about. Yeah. Okay. So I got avoiding a disaster. So we got death and upright is a transformation. It's like a complete transformation. It's the ending of energy, of a cycle of energy. And it's and so in reverse, it's like, it's something that almost ended, but you saved it. So, okay. So you did try. I think we need a little bit more detail. We remember you. And, yeah, so we need to know like what's happened in the past couple of weeks. Anything different? And so I know that you had said that you had a couple conversations, and that, that you just sort of left it there. So I'm wondering if you, just for closure's sake, maybe just reach out and say, hey, how's it going? I think we were going to work on working on what makes you happy first. I think that was the advice, but I can rewatch the 2 weeks ago another time. But let's pull some cards and see what they're saying now. And then if you want to give us any details, we can go ahead and put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just pull a couple cards, okay? All right. Okay. We have the Emperor. So this is, father figure. I don't know if he's older or if he's sort of, if he's in leadership, or if he's sort of like, an authoritative person. But, I'm sort of feeling like, he's an authoritative type, and he's very strong. He's a good leader. He's older. Okay. I don't know how much more I'm getting off other than he's older. But, the Emperor is somebody who's very stern. They're very stoic. Look at him. He's sitting in his stone chair. I mean, things are pretty like, set in so I think set in stone. I think he's got rules. He's got a certain way of acting, a decorum, a routine, his way or the highway. Things are, very set in place for him. So as far as changing things up, it would have to be pretty, it would just have to be, have to feel as big as it would need to be in order for him to make a move or to change up the way he does things. Authoritative. So yeah, a need for control. So think like, somebody who always has to be in control and call the shots. So if he's not chasing, it seems like he might be bored. So I would say any chance that you have with someone like him, you'd have to like create a reason for him to pursue you. Has to be his idea. Like, remember that movie, Big Fat Greek Wedding, where the mom convinces the dad that it's his idea to get Tula to become a travel agent, and then so I'm getting that sort of vibe. Like the women have to be the masterminds on how to make it the authoritative emperor type, male's idea that, to get what they want. So I don't know is that something that you really want? I think that could get old after a while. Oh, okay. So I'm getting, he's not chasing. That's why I don't try to contact a lot. So, I mean, this is a card of heartbreak or, disappointment, but sadness. And so I can take this two ways. I can take this as this is how you're feeling. And also I can take it as if this is something he's trying to avoid with you. Like he doesn't want to break your heart. He doesn't want you to be sad. Like it's not, he'd rather just keep things the way they are because it doesn't get more intense for him. So, and if he's not chasing, then, I mean, honestly, every rom-com movie, where the girl goes and, like something happens where she finds a new passion and she's distracted from the guy that she was chasing or broken up from. And then, like things start going really well for her and she stops thinking about him and she's got this, great new vibe and new energy. And then all of a sudden the guy comes back, right? Because he's attracted to that new vibe she's got going on. So I truly feel that you got to focus on you. You got to make yourself feel fantastic and, find things that light you up, that aren't dependent on, this guy being the one giving you attention, like give yourself attention. So, bring happiness into your life. So your energy just is so attractive and magnetic that he's got to know what you're doing different. And he's got to know all about, the new things in your life. And then he starts chasing because you don't care as much. And I know that's hard to say, especially if your heart's broken and been there. I understand. But at times that is the only way to change the dynamic, is to take your power back and learn to be happy and then see how he complements that happy versus how he supports it totally, because we already figured out that if you're waiting for him to bring your happy, it won't work. He's not up for the job. He wants to just do his own thing. But if you want to, attract him with a new vibe, that would definitely be my advice. He's older, authoritative. He's not chasing. Okay. So I don't know. So I don't know. That's the wrong question. Are you going to see him again? Yeah, probably. But you can't have that be the only answer to your happiness. You know what I mean? So I think that, I'll pull one more card and see what the cards say. But I would say definitely put your focus elsewhere. And once you start to be happy without everything relying on whether you're going to see him again, you're going to talk to him again, he's going to chase you, all these things dependent on him. Like when that changes and you're being happy because of things that you're focused on. It could be a new job. It could be a new hairdo. It could be like cleaning a house, decorating a house. It could be so many things, different hobbies, sports, going out with your girlfriends, picking up pickleball. Who the heck knows? Like, you can join a Dungeons and Dragons club. There's so many different things that you could do that aren't dependent on this guy's attention on you. And then when you start having a happier life, he's going to start wondering what changed and maybe he'll come back around and say, hey, what's different? Okay. I mean, this card is pretty good. So it's saying if it's meant to be, it will happen. But the energies have to be right. So if he's truly your soulmate and you're meant to be together, it's not going to work unless you're on an even playing field. You have to get to the point where you're happy with yourself and you can come, to the table as an equal partner. Because if you're just waiting for him to do all the work to make you happy, that's too much pressure for him. He'll just do things the way he always did them because it's way less pressure. So I think this is definitely a good sign that you will see him again and that he will come around. But my advice to you would be to focus on you and to figure out what equals happiness to you that's not dependent on his attention. And it's going to take a while, but you'll thank me someday. That's a tough love version of Tarot Tuesday. But this is a great card. So if I were to ask the cards, will you see him again? The answer is a big, huge yes. Okay. But that can't be the only answer, to every question that you have from this point forward. All right. Best of luck to you. All right. If we have any other questions, let me just check the chat. And if not, I'll just pull a general. All right. I'm so happy that we have some new viewers. If you're interested, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and then you'll get notifications as to when we're doing the lives. Like tonight, we were a little bit late starting, so we put a note out. So that was if you're subscribed, you'll get that note. But every Tuesday. And then I'll try to do some other videos throughout the week, but those will just be recorded videos that I'll put up on the channel. I think I'm going to start doing, them by signs. So like water signs, fire signs, air signs, things like that. Let me know what you think you might like. Of course, absolutely. If there's anything that you might like to see, I've seen a couple tarot card readers do recorded readings, like, what I'm not expecting to happen this week. And then the whole reading is about that. And they do it per astrology sign. So Scorpios, what you're not expecting. And then the whole reading is about that. So if there's anything that you really think would be fun, please propose it. And I'll be happy to put together a video. So this is a major arcana. It's the first card of the tarot. It's the Fool. So this means going on a new adventure. And it could be in a new job. It could be in a new town. It could be in a new house. It could be anything new, a new frame of mind, a new big idea. It could be a new dog. But the key on, so I'll bring this closer. So with the Fool, let's see what we notice about it. So the sun is shining. He's packed to go on an adventure. He's got his little dog with him. And he's about to walk off a cliff. Not a care in the world, right? So there's a naivete in this. But there also is, that willingness to just take that leap of faith. So there's risk involved, but it's exciting risk. So to get the Fool, it just means that we're on the verge of something brand new and something exciting. So I think that's a great card for all of us. I'll keep pulling. last week we were on vacation and I forgot to bring my cards with me. And so we bought a different type of fortune telling card at a believe it or not, a game store. So maybe I'll pull those out and we can play with those a little bit too, because they're kind of cool. But this is a tarot card that is the Four Swords in reverse. So upright. So sword energy it's very fast moving. It's like thoughts, anxiety, internet, communications, just fast moving in the air energy. And you'll see that this is it's inside a church. It looks like a casket, right? But truly this is all about resting, like taking a break. So in reverse, for me, like most times when things go in reverse, it doesn't always mean the opposite of what the upright meaning is. But in this case, it is. It's, jumping into action after a respite. So like you've rested, you've gathered your thoughts, you've thought about your plan, and then you're ready to go. It's sort of like the night before a big vacation, that's the type of energy that this in reverse, equals. It's like you're about ready to start that new adventure. You're going to jump off a cliff and see what happens. So, if we're getting both of these cards, that means that there's, truly like enough energy in the air to attract these two cards out for the message for me to tell you. So it means it's definitely going to happen. So I'm excited. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully something awesome. I think I'm going to switch up my decks, like I said, and I'm going to pull out that other deck that we got last week. It is so fun. So it's called Reading Fortune Telling Cards. And they have, it's almost like a regular deck of cards. And then they have these fortunes on them. So I'll show them to you. But I have some extra jokers. All right, let me get rid of all the stuff. Okay. So check this out. It's kind of cool, right? You have like a King of Clubs, and then the bear is so there's a regular card, and then like a playing deck of cards, and then they have artwork, and then they have a number, and then they have like a little meaning that's assigned not only to the art but like to the number itself and that. So a King of Clubs is number 50, and then the bear is a sign of successful speculations. So now if we were applying that to what we've been talking about throughout our conversation, through the chat and like our last reading, so it means that, like our plans, our upcoming plans are going to be successful. So I'm going to shuffle these and then let's see what comes out. Actually, I need this space here so you can see. Will I win the lottery tonight? What is it, Mega Millions? We're in the Northeast, so I don't know if there are different ones for different parts of the world. But in the U.S., in the Northeast, we have Mega Millions on Tuesdays. So I'd be happy to win that tonight. Okay, let's see. The Sith presages disappointment. So no, I will not win the lottery tonight. So 10 of diamonds. So diamonds does deal with money. And if this with the tarot, then the 10 would be the top, the end of the story as far as like it's 0 to, so it's 1 to 10, and that's a cycle. So a full cycle would be ending. But unfortunately, this is a different deck and they have different meanings. So for me, it's a big fat no to my lottery question. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. So they have, in this deck, they have a man and a woman card. And then normally like energies aren't binary, so I don't normally subscribe to that sort of thing. But in playing with this deck of cards last week, we had so much fun with it. So I go through the deck and then I find where there's a man and a woman. I think they're 18 and 19. The numbers 18 and 19. Wherever they might be. Okay, so here is the woman, 18, and then 19. Here's the man. So, oh boy. Oh, we're getting some more scammers on our chat. Well, never boring. Okay, so I'm a woman. So I'm going to place this here. And then they say to pull cards and then around, like, and do one around, like, so 4 cards, one on top, one on the bottom. I guess at the top, so we'll put that there, one on the bottom. And then to each side. Well, these are just flying out. Okay, so, and then to the right and the left. So so these two came out together. So the left is the past and the right is the future. Woo, look at that. I'm going to talk. I like it. Okay. So energy that's below is the tower. Surrounded by clouds denotes sickness and if adjoining death. Oh my God. So this is a really old deck, so it's not exactly PC. So let's hope that, okay, so that could mean that I'd be affected by someone who is ill. Or who might have died in my past. So like something that's hanging over me. And it could be for any one of us. So I don't mean to laugh. I was just surprised by the way it was so blunt. So and this one is a 6 of clubs. 6 of diamonds. The other one was a 10 of clubs. And the number 35 too. So I don't know if anybody's a numerologist, but sometimes those do have meaning. So number 51, the lion presages a sudden shock from bad news. My gosh, I hope nothing bad happens. Okay, so and then for lion for me in the tarot is also a Leo. So somebody who was born end of July, early August. Somebody who's got great big hair and a lot of attitude. I'm thinking both my parents are Leos, so I know I can speak to that zodiac sign a little bit, but anytime I see an image of a lion, I think Leo. Okay, so that's what's hanging above and below me. All right, so let's see the past. The heart, the heart signifies great joy when near. Okay, and then the rapiers warn us against assaults, which threaten and will soon occur sooner or later. So this to me is heart attack. So I don't know if any of you have lost a loved one to a heart attack, but that could be something that's still part of your energy. My grandmother and my grandfather were both affected by that. So it's something I immediately think of. My mother also has heart issues. Hopefully let's see what our future holds. Bouquets of flowers. And an absolute indication of a long and happy life. Okay, I like this much better. I was getting worried there. Okay, if children are near, extraordinarily honors and fame. No children near, but I like that my future is a happy one. Okay, so I think it's what it's telling me is that, I'm harboring a lot of fear of illness and potentially having heart trouble, or whoever's listening might also have these worries. But the future tells us that we're going to have a long and happy life. So, we can sort of, if it affected our family members, it won't affect us. Hopefully this is true. Again, this is all entertainment and, we all have free will. So even if the energies appear, doesn't mean that, we have to make them stick. All right. Well, we are at 45 minutes and normally that's I try to stay on for 45 minutes to an hour. If there aren't any more questions in the chat, I'll sign off for today. And then I do have to do my coin. Oops, so let's, okay, I'll wait for the chat. I know that there's a delay in what I say, but I'll do okay, so if you have a question, keep it in your mind. And I have a yes or no coin, and I'm gonna flip it, and then we'll decide, and we'll see what the answer is for us, okay? All right, ready? The answer is Yes. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try to get it up there without the glare. I'm going to start working on my lighting. Yes. Okay. Oh, Rugsby the rescue dog has joined. Will he get his bone back? The answer is yes, Rugsby. Rugsby the rescue dog. The answer is yes, your bone will return. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining tonight. I appreciate you and all your patience with last week with us being away and having an untraditional Tarot Tuesday. And, I'll try to come up with different types of decks and different content and different spreads that we can pull questions. And if you have any ideas, please send me a message. I'd be happy to try to put together some recorded content based on something you'd want to see. I'd be happy to do it for us. So just let me know your thoughts. All right, take care and have a great night.